a lot of comments about diversity among the administration of the university, but also among our student council. And even when I ran for president last year, one of the questions asked to me was, what will I do as president, what will I do to encourage a larger, more diverse representation among the students? That there are a lot of special constituency groups that are underrepresented. So what will you do that will help satisfy the issue of underrepresentation for the purpose of increasing diversity? And how important is diversity to you?
One thing I've already started doing, especially in residence, I've encouraged a lot of people to run for certain positions. If I were to be elected, I said I'd live in residence. I meet so many people just that way. First years are sort of confused. It's like, I don't know what's going on. Where are all these buildings? And especially people on my floor, I've encouraged people to get involved. In regards to the administration, I brought up this one idea with you, Justin, one time. Is there any candidates out there that would be great for Windsor? Why aren't we headhunting? That kind of thing. Let's get out there, let's focus on some people, bring them in, encourage them to be president of the University of Windsor. That's how I would address diversity.
In regards to more representation on council, that's, I think, by having more councillors run in, the amount of people that run in elections encourages other students to run as well.
The UWSA needs to be more open to input from all students, making ourselves more available for feedback, more available to students for criticism and ideas, and I think this will really get more people involved. Again, what I suggested with getting more special constituency groups represented on council, I think this is very important to giving the UWSA a fresh new look and addressing diversity on this campus. The more students involved with anything, the better, and the stronger we are as a university community. So in response to Justin's question, diversity is crucial to the University of Windsor campus, and I think it's something that needs to be started and carried on into the future.
Will, my next, I have two questions. One is related to what you've done this year. The Academic Advocate was set up and ready to go, the policies were put in place, and the money was sitting there waiting to go. What happened there? Why didn't the Academic Advocate go through? And the second question is, how will you lead the students at the front line? This year you've taken a very, and it's part of your leadership style to be leading from behind the front lines. How are you going to lead at the front line? As president, you've got to be at the front, shouting and screaming at the administration if you have to, encouraging students to be at the front line with you. How are you going to lead from the front line?
The policy that was put in place last year, some things had to be revised before it was sent to HR to make sure that things that position didn't step on anybody else's feet. Currently, it's in the budget process with the university. We had set aside money for that position next year, so it's currently gone to the university for budget for next year's budget. And in regards to my leadership style, I guess. My leadership style is an analytical type, where I do receive information, I guess, and all the information before I just act on that. Being out there is something not just for the students, it's for myself as well. Basically, it is part of my personal growth that I do this, not just for the leadership of the students.
Okay, Brian, you have little experience within the UWSA, and many people would view that as a negative. People always say, well, I've got the outside perspective. But aside from that, one of the major concerns that I always have with candidates who don't have experience is how they're going to overcome that shortfall in experience as a president. Because there's a lot of ins and outs of the UWSA that just takes some time to get to know. How are you going to overcome your lack of experience as president?
I think you better relook at where I come from again. I got elected earlier this year, you're right. I've been part of the UWSA as a councillor only for a short time, 6 months. Look at what I've done in that 6 months. Just yesterday, with the help of Omar Raza and the rest of council, I got pushed through a mission statement, vision statement, and model. I am great at working with problems and the learning curve, especially with residents, being a resident assistant, everything I could do. I've dealt with everything from minor problems. People are just depressed over their new broken up boyfriend or girlfriend, to weapons, to suicide, to depression, to bombs. Okay, I am great at dealing with situations, dealing with people, empowering them. Now, in terms of a learning curve, all of us are going to have to go through a learning curve. And I can pick up things very quickly, and I had to learn how to do that kind of thing, especially living last year in a country where no one spoke English. So I'm more than capable of learning how to be president.
Many would describe you as abrasive and inappropriate at times. Throughout the year, you've said and done some things that people may not approve of. and that's fine, that's how you have fun, I have my share of those things. But how will you conduct yourself as a president and use your words to build bridges rather than burn them?
To be honest, if I'm elected president, I will do nothing more but treat students with respect and in a professional manner so that their ideas are communicated appropriately. To be honest, working with administration, I plan on conducting myself in an appropriate manner, but at the same time, with the passion to really be an appropriate activist for students. I think that's important to note, that this passion that I have is really, I want to direct it and use it in the best professional way that I can to best represent students. So I don't even know the times that people have been offended because they haven't even let me know. So I mean, it's kind of a one-sided thing, but I've been really involved with the UWSA, and I think that I am really the everyday student.